Hey everyone, Chris from Computer Stuff here. A few weeks ago I did a video on why I love Apple computers, and the summary was basically that they are built pretty well, and even though they're expensive, they're good machines with fairly little problems all in all. But today I thought I would take the opportunity to tell everybody why I also love PCs. Now, I was born in the PC world, so my first computer was I think like a Tandy, and then I went to like an IBM, and my grandfather was big in IBM, and basically from there, Microsoft schooled the world and Windows became the dominant operating system. So as growing up, I used to play games on, of course, a Windows-based machine, and all of my schoolwork and all that other stuff was done on Windows-based machines as well. Of course, Office was the dominating productivity software at the time, and really still is today. But point being is that everything from my elementary, actually kindergarten, all the way up to my collegiate career was all done on the PC. Now, why do I like PCs? Well, first off, they cost about half as much than an Apple does. Now, there's of course some varying arguments as to whether or not what you get what you pay for with an Apple, but there are certain instances too where of course Apple does come in a little bit cheaper, but those are in their higher end models. For example, used to be back in the day you could kit out a Mac Pro. This was before this new super expensive $25,000 one. But anyway, it used to be that you could kit out like a Mac Pro and there was no way in hell that you could build a custom PC rig with the same parts for the same money. Just didn't happen. But nowadays it tends to be that the PC brand or the PC machines, Windows-based computers, tend to be just a little bit less expensive. Quality on these machines and also innovations have tended to get much better as well. And of course, for those people that like touchscreens, well, you can't get a touchscreen Mac, but you can get a touchscreen PC. And that sort of leads me down my ultimate path here, which is just that there is still a certain modding community with the PC. For example, if you're a gamer and you want to build your own desktop, that's no problem at all. If you want to upgrade your RAM or solid state driver, some kind of internal part, it tends to be that most PCs have the ability to upgrade those things. Now there are some exceptions to that rule, namely from Lenovo with the RAM and a couple of other things. But anyway, point is though is that if you wanted to upgrade your PC, you absolutely could. And then let's not forget the long-term compatibility history with Windows as well. Even though Windows installations are now defaulting to 64-bit, you can run applications that were made for Windows XP if you wanted to on most modern PCs. And I think that that is pretty damn cool. The same cannot be said about a Mac. If you have a piece of software that's really any older than like 5 years, it's just not going to work on the new architecture. So that is why I love PCs. Now, Microsoft does get a bad rap, and probably appropriately so, that, you know, it tends to be like they release like an update or something like that and it crashes the computer, and their updates tend to ruin more things than they do help. And I'm also a big hater on Windows 11. But that said, you just have this sort of like history with Windows. It's always just going to be Windows at the bare level, at the bare bones. And the fact is that, you know, Microsoft, when they release an update or a hardware change, something like that, they're making these updates or these changes for, I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of combinations of hardware sets, whereas Apple just has the stuff that's in their, you know, their current Mac lineup. There's much less fragmentation. So I think it's pretty impressive what Microsoft does with the platform and its ability to kind of grow and continue with the ongoing hardware stuff that we have today. So love them or hate them with Microsoft. Now let's shift gears too. PC, of course, you can install things like Linux distributions, and there's also, I guess you could consider a Chromebook kind of in that category, but yeah, to Chromebooks. Anyway, so why do I love PCs? Well, I just think that they're still kind of, when somebody comes in this door with a problem with their PC, it is much easier for us to fix it and get the parts generally, if it's not a Hewlett-Packard. Same cannot generally be said about a Mac. Those parts tend to be a little bit more expensive, a little bit harder to work on. There's much more intricacies. PCs just have a lot going for them, I suppose. Anyway, so yeah, I know I show Mac some Apple some love on this channel, but I also do show PC some love on this channel. Dell's a great innovator. Acer makes a solid computer for the price. And recently I also reviewed the LG Gram. Huge fan of that. So yes, does Microsoft and Windows have its problems? Absolutely. But the PC will always be very dear and close to my heart. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll be back with another video soon.